Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing great. The previous day evening felt a little scary. The rain came down so heavily with strong winds, thunder and lightning, but by the next morning everything had changed. It was so calm, fresh and beautiful outside. After days of scorching heat, we are finally getting rain once in a while and the weather already feels so much better. I think summer is slowly coming to an end. Every morning my mother-in-law takes Lian outside for a little walk and now it has become part of his daily routine. He gets to experience those simple Kerala mornings, people walking with cows towards the fields, the sounds of hens and ducks around the houses and that peaceful early morning atmosphere that feels so special here. And then our neighbor gave us this bunch of mangoes. This one is one of the best mangoes in terms of flavor. We call it komanga. I've been trying to find what it's called in English, but I still couldn't figure it out. So if any of you know, do let me know in the comments and also tell me which is your favorite mango variety. Anyways, it was time to prepare lunch. Yesterday I had made a fish curry with less gravy and it turned out really delicious. So I thought I'd share it with you all again today. These days I don't really get time to cook anything very special because the schedule has been quite packed. Mornings usually go into internship work, taking care of Lian, helping my mother-in-law and finishing some household chores. By evening, I have online classes and assignments to complete. Life has been really busy lately, but at the same time, I'm actually enjoying this phase. I feel like I would get really bored if I had absolutely nothing to do. And of course, nobody enjoys daily house chores, right? But when you have something meaningful or exciting waiting for you, you somehow finish all the regular tasks faster just to get to the part you truly enjoy. Coming back to the fish curry, I first spluttered some mustard seeds in hot coconut oil and then added a few fenugreek seeds. After that, I added crushed ginger and garlic. Once the raw smell went away and everything was sauteed well, I added sliced onion and green chilies. Some of it starts sticking a little to the bottom of the pot, so I drizzled in a bit of water. Not too much though. It depends on the pot you're using. Yours might not need it. Then I added fish masala powder. This one is the Supernova brand, but you can use any brand you like. Along with that, I added a little Kashmiri chili powder just for extra color. The masala needs time to cook properly, so keep mixing it well without letting it burn. Gradually, I added a little hot water at a time and kept mixing. Now went in the chopped tomatoes. And these are frozen raw mangoes from my mom's garden. This variety is called Malgoa mango. When raw, it's really sour, but once ripe, it becomes very fleshy and sweet. I like it chunky pieces in fish curry. Once the tomatoes softened, I added more hot water, curry leaves and the raw mango pieces along with some salt. Actually, this is my first time making fish curry with mango at home. I've always loved mango fish curry from restaurants, so I really want to try making it myself one day. This pot was much smaller than what I needed today, especially because there was quite a lot of fish to add in. I'm someone who hates grating coconut, but luckily this coconut was almost dry, so the whole flesh just came out easily. I simply cut it into pieces, added into the blender, crushed it first, and then added some water to blend it smoothly into thick coconut milk. Once the coconut milk was added to the curry, you can actually switch off the flame as soon as it starts boiling. But today I let it boil for a little longer because I personally feel the flavor comes even better by the next day, especially for this kind of fish curry. And finally, for the tempering, I fried some shallots, curry leaves and dried red chilies in hot coconut oil and poured it right over the curry. Then just cover the pot for a few minutes so all those flavors stay locked inside. Our day normally begins around 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, and my mother-in-law wakes up even earlier. So since breakfast happens pretty early, by around 10 to 11 we start feeling a little hungry again. So we usually have another small round of food, sometimes the same breakfast again but in a lighter quantity, or just a snack with a cup of black tea. That day we had dosa for breakfast, so I had it with the remaining fish curry from yesterday, which tasted even better the next day. That's today. I had already eaten some right after waking up too. And even Leon loves fish. It's fried fish or fish curry. Finally, after quite some time, we had lunch. I think that day we ate around 1 or 2 p.m., which is usually our normal lunch timing here. Leon usually sleeps for a while again after his breakfast, and that's when I prepare his lunch. Even though he eats rice, it's not enough to keep him full for the very long, so I usually make his meal almost like a soft khichdi. I use rice, lentils and some greens, usually moringa leaves or spinach leaves, to make it nutritious and easy for him to eat. That's jaggery. Mom had actually kept it aside to prepare a traditional evening snack. If you have been watching my videos from a long time ago, I don't know if you remember this crockery shelf. Most of the things here are actually items I used back in Riyadh. Seeing all of this reminded me so much of my old vlogging days there. This bowl was sent to me from an Instagram page. I'm not even sure if that page still exists now. I don't remember which page it is, but I have done a reel on it. If the owner is somehow watching this video, please do comment below. And this cup is also from the same Instagram page. These tiny cups are my favorite. I even have a couple more tiny cups from the time when Rian and Arman were little kids. Now Lian will probably start using these cups while the older two already need bigger ones. Anyways, looking at all these little things felt so nostalgic. Now it was time to prepare the evening snack. It's called Kalathappam. I don't know how this name originated, but it's one of those traditional snacks that instantly feels comforting. The measurement is quite simple. For 1 cup of raw rice that's soaked for around 3 to 4 hours, you'll need half a cup of cooked rice. Water should be added according to the consistency. I'll show that in a moment. Some water you can use for melting jaggery as well. Meanwhile, I was chopping the coconut into tiny bite-sized pieces. Now you will have to add the jaggery syrup into the batter, but make sure it's still hot. That's actually what gives that snack its beautiful texture. You can also add a little baking soda. It's optional if you're letting the batter rest for around 3 to 4 hours. But if you're making it immediately, baking soda helps make the texture softer. And don't forget to add a little salt too, just to balance the sweetness. So this is the consistency you should get. It's thicker than neer dosa batter, but looser than regular dosa batter, somewhere in between. In a pressure cooker, heat a mix of ghee and coconut oil. You can also use just one if you prefer. First fry the coconut pieces and then add some chopped onions. You can also use shallots instead of onions. Once they turn slightly brown, add a pinch of cardamom powder. Now keep the flame on high and pour the batter. Once you start seeing bubbles around, close the pressure cooker lid without the weight on top. And when the steam starts coming through the hole, reduce the flame to very low and cook it for around 9 to 10 minutes. Before opening the lid, let it rest for another 10 to 15 minutes, and at this time you can place the weight on the pressure cooker. Bye-bye. You can see these beautiful lines in the texture. That happens because the jaggery syrup was added while it was still hot. So that's all for today's simple day vlog. Hopefully I'll continue sharing more Kerala vlogs because these videos feel like little memories I can look back and cherish years later. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I'll see you very soon. Take care everyone. Bye bye.